Hello, everyone. This is Ben Dunn, founder of Anarchic Press, creator of Ninja High School, Warrior Nun, Tomorrow Girl, and a Marvel Mangaverse, and a host of other comics. Um, so on Netflix, there's a show recently called The Three Body Problem. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know anything about it. I heard some people recommend it, so I decided to check it out. Basically, I think it's a science fiction based on a science fiction novel by some Chinese guy. I don't remember his name. I'm very bad with names. Um, but I did watch the first three episodes, and I was uh, fascinated by that it takes place in communist China back in the 70s, and it's a pretty wild story. Basically, it's a bunch of scientists are committing suicide for some reason because of some weird anomaly that appears in front of their face. But that didn't really didn't wasn't what fascinated me. What fascinated me was that the portrayal of the Chinese during the Communist Cultural Revolution back in the late 60s, early 70s. Now, my father just turned 91 this month. So he's a pretty old guy. Now, he is still pretty healthy. God willing, he'll still live for as long as, he can. But, I mean, even we all eventually succumb to the ravages of age. None of us are going to be here forever. Unless science fiction comes true and technology allows us to download our brains and or buy cybernetic bodies or whatever, grow a clone with us. That's grow a clone. Maybe that's not, it's not impossible, not out of the realm of impossibility. But what besides the story itself, which I want to wait till I see the entire series before I make any type of judgment call because right now I'm sort of into it. But like I said, I was fascinated by the portrayal of the Cultural Revolution in China because you very rarely see that. You just don't. People are unfamiliar with the Cultural Revolution in China. Now, I bring up this because my father is from Taiwan. He was born in Taiwan. I was born in Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is a small island, uh, very close to the China mainland. I don't know how far, but it's not that far. And there's been a political tension to them since the nationalists lost the Chinese Civil War back after World War II. Now, the nationalists were the Kuomintang, which was the ruler of Taiwan for a long time, and essentially was a dictatorship for quite some time. But like Franco in Spain, he was sort of a benevolent dictator. He was able to let people do what they want as long as they toed the line, and people were able to prosper under him, under Chiang Kai-shek, which was the leader of Taiwan for a long time, and of the nationalists. So my father was very much against that. He hated the nationalists. He did not like them at all. In fact, he became, for lack of a better word, a die-hard communist. But he was lucky because the United States allowed Asian immigrants to come for study programs. Because for a long time, the United States did not allow a lot of Asian immigration. And just only until about the 60s that they were finally able to open up. So my father took advantage of that and decided to study abroad. His original intent was not to stay there, but he fell in love with the United States. And I was born in Taiwan while he was studying, and he sent for the whole family to immigrate. And we did. And my brother was born in the United States and became a citizen. So he can run for president, but I cannot. which is kind of interesting. But anyway, growing up, he had a lot of communist literature. I remember getting picture books and stuff like that of pro-communist propaganda. I mean, yeah, they did. They did propaganda books for communists for little kids. Get them early, as they say. But the thing is that my father made a decision to go visit China. Back in the early 70s, and he decided to go. He was invited to go, and he went. And he spent about a month there. And when he came back, he became a staunch anti-communist. He told me, when I asked him about it, says, "Hey, how was your trip to China?" And the only phrase he said was that it was, quote, a shithole. He saw the upfront personally how China was run by the communists, and he did not like it at all. And then that's when he became a staunch capitalist and started to build a family for himself, a legacy for himself here. We were not rich growing up. I will tell you that. We were just very lower middle class. My father was a student. He was when he got out, he graduated. We went to immigrated to San Antonio. We first lived in Kentucky, Louisville, where he was studying, and he got a job in San Antonio, Texas, because essentially he was recommended to go because, quote unquote, he would be more accepted there. I don't know what that meant, but you can sort of guess. So I grew up in San Antonio, which was a very nice, diverse city with a lot of very nice and beautiful people there. San Antonio, I always call it the biggest small town you'll ever live in. But the thing is that he experienced firsthand his beliefs. I know there's this is a political season. There's a lot of people, and when I grew up, I didn't understand what it meant to be left, what it meant to be right. It wasn't until much later that I found out what those meanings really were. And there's a lot of people I've noticed who are supporting the communist ideal. And I want to encourage anyone who wants to feel that way to experience it. Go to a communist country, live there for a couple of months. See how that changes you. See firsthand what it's like to live in a communist country. And come back and see if you still have the same feelings. If you come back feeling, that hasn't changed you at all, then that's great. Stick to your beliefs. I'm not. I am not one to tell you what to believe in, but I believe that if you want, if you firmly have a belief of what you stand for, you should experience firsthand what it is that you're trying to advocate. So I didn't want this to be too political because I try to avoid politics. So I'm just telling you a little life story. Take it for what it is at face value. I'm not trying to advocate either way, but I'm just telling you what happened to my dad when I was growing up. So if you like this, please like and subscribe. And until next time, this has been done. Signing off.